guys, and welcome back to my channel. And so as you can see, I look a hot mess right now. Bonnet all and on, face half done, eyebrows done, but nothing else is done on my face. I know I look a hot mess right now, but by the end of this video we're gonna be on fleek, okay? But yeah, I just wanted to come to y'all and just kind of, you know, talk, chit chat, you know, that type of thing, since I haven't done one of these videos in a very long time. I can't even remember the last time I did one of these videos. But when I tell you I've tried to sit down and do a chit chat, get ready with me, and that video was an epic fail. Like, I just deleted all of the footage, just deleted, because I was just like, I act like I couldn't multitask. I couldn't put my makeup on, I couldn't talk, and it was just a disaster. So I'm just gonna try this again. It's just gonna kind of be a chit chat, get ready with me, about where I've been like the past 6 months. Yeah, I kind of just went MIA, but it was for the good. It was for the good. So I'm just gonna be telling you guys about that and what I've been doing. So okay, so I'm just gonna be starting out with my well, no, I'm not gonna start out with that. I'm gonna be starting out with my, of course, my what do you call this stuff, Lord? Primer. Yeah. But yeah, I'm just gonna be starting out with this, just putting this all over my face. I already know I just put up, my last video was a my everyday natural look, so you guys can go ahead and go look at that video. I will link that down in the description box so you guys can see what I actually use for my face and everything like that, of that nature. But yeah, let's just get into this. And now I'm gonna be going into my color corrector. So yeah, y'all, it's been one heck of a 6 months, 7 months, I don't know what you want to call it, but yeah, it's been a minute. It's been half a year. So as some of you know, well, in previous videos I've stated that I went to school for aesthetics, and that was a 6-month program. I started that in March. Well, my first day was March 1st. It was a 6-month program, and I've recently completed that. Well, not recently, but August 30th was my last day of that. So I've completed school. Yes, thank God, because I swear that was like the longest 6 months of my life. Like, when I say the longest 6 months of my life. But then again, it did kind of go by really fast, because like I said, I remember the first day going, March 1st. So it kind of went by fast, but then kind of took a minute too. But yeah, so I just recently finished that. And you know, with any licensing or certification, you have to go through school, and then you have to, what do you call it? Take state board. So that's what I'm in the process of doing now, is state board. Yesterday, I actually took my first portion of my state board. I have to take 2 portions. One is called theory, for all my people who are cosmetologists or aesthetics or estheticians or anything like that. You know about state board, and you have to take a theory portion, you have to take a practical portion. I managed to get through it, and I passed my test yesterday. Thank you, Jesus. So I don't have to worry about that. So the only other thing now that I'm have to do is register for my practical portion. And that's the portion where it's more hands-on. You kind of just basically do, for me it'd be just like a facial. So I just go through the motions of a facial and do everything that they want me to do, and do it correct, and make sure I pass that. But I'm not too worried about that. I feel like I have that part down. But yeah, so that's where I have been these past 6 months, or that's what main thing. But yeah, like I said, just kind of want to have just talk with y'all about certain things. So during that time, like, I swear it was probably the best 6 months and probably the worst 6 months. It's like a bittersweet type of type of thing. Like, I finally figured out what I want to do with my life. Finally, after 24 years, I finally figured out what I want to do, what I loved, what my passion was. And also, it was probably the hardest few months, like 6 months of my life. And when I say hardest, I mean physically, emotionally, mentally, financially, like all of those aspects. It was just hard. And I say that because when you go from, like, before I got into school, I was just working. I was working a full-time job, you know, making good money, doing whatever I wanted, you know, buying whatever I wanted, just kind of living it up, you know, like traveling, I mean, all that stuff. And so I decided, okay, well, I just want to go to school, get this certification, kind of make my work and what I want to do more credible, you know. So I just decided to do that. Left work, and just was like, okay, enrolled in school. And so March 1st came around, started school, and I mean, I loved it. I loved school. I mean, I loved going. It didn't even seem like school to me. So when you go to school on Saturdays, like 8:30 to 1 or 2, it's like cut out for any type of weekend getaways or anything like that. I mean, you just, everything was gone. Like, you just didn't have a life, or at least that's how I felt. I mean, there were still times I still went out on Saturday nights, but I'm the type of person where if I have to be up in the morning and I have to be somewhere early, I'm not gonna go out that night or not do anything that's gonna have me up all night and have to go to school the next day. That's just, I just can't do that. But yeah, so when I first started school, March, April, for the first 2 months, I was working at FedEx. Yes, FedEx. For 2 months, I worked at FedEx in the hub. Like, if y'all don't know what the hub is, don't ever find out. You can look that up if you want. But I'm sure some of y'all know what the hub is. At that time, I was working 2 part-time jobs and going to school full-time. And that was already hard enough. So it was just hard. Just hard. So I kind of left. I left my first job, and then I kind of did FedEx for a little bit longer. After I left the other job, because I'm like, this is just too much. I can't do this. Like, I don't see how people work 2 jobs, go to school full time. Like, and I did that for 2 months. And I just stopped. So I was just, so I finally quit FedEx. I'm like, I just can't do this anymore. And then I went to, I finally got a job. That's when I got my job at Sephora. And so I was just at Sephora working part-time. And so you can see I kind of had like 3 different jobs within that 6-month period, which is not a good thing. It's not, I mean, I'm not bragging about that, but it's just I was not happy with these part-time jobs, and like they were just killing me. Like, I couldn't do it. It was already hard enough going to school full-time and try to keep your grades up and try to focus and all that, and still like try to go to work and still keep my sanity, you know. So I kind of just left after, well, I was at Sephora for about 4 or 5 months. And then I left there just like right at the end of my schooling, like right when I had like maybe a month left, because I feel like I really had to get maybe not even a month, maybe like 3 to 4 weeks, just so I could get my mind right and have the time to study for my test, to get myself prepared to get out. Because to be able to even get out of school, you have to take tests. You have to test out of school to be able to even like graduate or whatever. So I had to do this. I had to give myself time to focus, because they act like they didn't want to work with me, like with my hours. Like, it was a part-time job, but I swear I was working like I was full-time. And I just was like, I can't do this, and they didn't want to work with me on my hours or anything like that. So I was just like, well, okay. like, deuces. Once I left Sephora, I took my test and all of that. It just became hard because when you're such an ambitious, driven person, it's like you're always wanting to succeed. You're always wanting to go to the next thing. You're always wanting to, like, do what's next. You don't want to sit in one spot for too long. You're always trying to move on to the next thing. And that's kind of, it's an advantage. It's like a strong point. It's like a weakness for me. So, because I can't sit in one spot for too long. If I don't like something, I'm ready to go. I'm like, no, I'm not going to waste my time on it. I'm 24. I'm trying to get my life by 27 and be a millionaire by 30. You know, like, that's the type of things I'm striving for. And I don't have time to sit in one spot and just waste my time for a couple months when I could be bettering myself or preparing myself to get to where I want to be at. So that's why I'm always like kind of jumping from one place to another. And so now that I'm out of school, I've taken the first portion of my test. I'm starting to feel a little bit better, but maybe for the last month or two, I swear I have been in like a state of like depression. Like, I've been so stressed out. Like, I've never been this stressed out in my life. Like, and it was like I really didn't know how to handle it. And I would, like, when I say I was stressed out, y'all, I was like stressed out. Like, I couldn't even believe like how stressed out I had gotten. And sometimes I wouldn't even realize it, but I had got so stressed out that I've lost 21 pounds, which is, I mean, hey, I'm trying to lose weight anyway, so I guess that just sped up the process of it. But yeah, y'all, I lost 21 pounds in 1 month, and I know that's not like really healthy, because a healthy weight loss is like maybe 10 pounds, maybe 15 pounds in a month. But 21, I know that's not the healthiest way, like a healthy weight loss. So that's how I knew I was like just stressed out to the max. I was like, y'all, like, I was crying every day. I was like not wanting to go nowhere. I would just sit around. I would just not go out with anybody and friends or anything like that. And it was just really a hard time. And I'm just now like getting over this, or kind of starting to see the light. I had a job. I wasn't working. I was kind of trying to figure my way out of what I was going to do next. Like, it was just, I didn't have any money for myself. Like, I'm such an independent person. I don't like to ask anybody for help. I don't like to ask anybody for any money or anything like that. Not even my parents, nothing. Even though they are there, they're always willing to help me. I'm just the type that's, I like to get it on my own, you know. I will suffer, and I will straight up just like stress out and just try to figure it out on my own before I try to ask somebody for help. And so I mean, yeah, it was really hard. Like, I'm like crying every day. Like, my parents, I don't think they really just understood. They just kind of felt like, oh, you're not stressed. Like, you know, your parents like, oh, what stress do you have? You're in depression. You don't know stress. You don't know anything. I'm like, look, y'all don't understand. Just because I don't have any kids or I don't have a ton of bills like most would, I mean, it doesn't mean I'm stressed out. Like, yeah, I do have bills. Like, I have bills, and I'm thinking, like, how am I going to pay for my bills? I don't have a job. I don't have income. And I think, like, all this stuff was constantly going through my head. And I'm just like, how am I going to put gas in my car? Like, I can't go out. I can't shop. And when you can't shop, like, when you somebody who likes to shop, and then it just gets cut off, and you can't shop, like, do you know the type of trauma that is to somebody? I don't think I really had to get myself in a place where I'm just like, I really have to let go and just kind of let God, like, really. Because if not, I'm just going to sit around here depressed and not want to do anything and not getting out there and get it. And I had to have my parents, like, my parents really had to come at me and be like, look, you need to do this, this, this. You need to get up, you need to get out there, you need to hustle, you need to do what you need to do. And she's like, they really have to tell me, like, you have to crawl before you can walk. Because my mind is set up like I live in the future. Like, I cannot live and enjoy present day because I'm so focused on how I want my future to be, or I know how I want to live. I know what I want to be in life. I know what I want to do in life. And I'm not settling for anything. But I have to make those baby steps before I can just get up and just actually get to that point. It's not going to come overnight. It's really not. And that's what I'm just learning right now. It's just not going to come overnight. And I have to realize that it's hard because when I want something, like, I want it then. Like, I want it right then. Like, I don't want to wait. I don't want to think about it. I don't want anything. I just want it right then. And like I said, like, that's probably a strength and a weakness about me. Like, when I want something, I want it right now. Luckily I finally got a job. I've done some interviews and stuff like that. So I finally did get a job and got offered a position in a spa. And I'm still right now just working on getting these testings done, like part of my testing. So I still have to register for my practical portion, and once I do that and I finish that, I will pass that, I should say. I will be a licensed esthetician. And so I'm so ready to go ahead and take that and finish that, so I can start by working, because this ain't gonna work. This is not me. And it's the reason that it was so, like, depressing for me, and I got stressed out, because like I said, when you're somebody that's very driven by success and motivated by money, like, you don't want to sit in one spot for too long. Like, and when you see, but yeah, I'm really just kind of learning from all of this. Like I said, it's easy. I'm just ready to kind of just start back working, get back on my feet. You know, my first goal right now is to get out of my parents' house. Like, I'm been looking at apartments and things in the area. So that's my first real thing right now, is just moving out, because I'm too grown. I'm too grown. I mean, I'm 24, but still, I'm saying, like, I'm really starting to just get out of this now, and I'm starting to feel a little bit better with all of this. I'm a little bit more happier, you know, and I've been thinking about some other things I've been doing, because I do not want to work up under somebody all my life. I don't want to punch a time clock all my life. So I've been thinking of some new things and trying to start my own business. So I got some ideas coming this way that I've been just brainstorming on, and I'm really trying to act kind of quick on this. Like, I've been just doing a lot of brainstorming on it, and the girl gonna be a millionaire, I promise. Just mark my word. Just mark my word. I'm trying to really keep going, keep pushing. Like, I'm really trying to have faith. I was kind of really a negative person. Like, it was just so hard for me to be positive at that time. And people are always telling me, you just need to speak it, you need to claim it, you need to stop being so negative all the time. And I would never call it negativity. I would always call it just being realistic, but I guess just I never saw the good, because I was going through such a rough time. And so I was just thinking, like, what good is going to come out of this? Like, there is no good that's going to come out of this situation that I'm in right now. Like, I'm stuck. Like, I don't have any money. I can't go anywhere. Like, I'm depressed. I don't have a job. I'm out of school. Like, what next? And thank God. Like, I really thank God every day that I'm so blessed and so fortunate to have parents like I do, that they don't bash me, they don't put me down, they're always there to support. Now, there is some tough love, and I will admit that, but they were always there whenever I failed. Like, thank God they helped support me get back into the swing of my channel. Like, I feel like I've neglected it long enough, so I just need to get back in the flow. Like, I'm really trying to build a schedule and be a little more consistent, because there was time I maybe put during that 6 months period when I was in school, I may have put out a video or two, or just to try to be like, hey, I'm still here. I'm not dead. I'm still here. But I just didn't have the time to devote to my channel like I should. And I just kind of felt like I neglected it. So I'm trying to really get back into that and film videos and get on the schedule. Because I gotta push it, y'all. Like, when I tell y'all, like, mark my word, when I tell y'all, I'm gonna be famous. I'm gonna be famous. I'm gonna be a millionaire. I'm done with my face. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and get this hair done. And I will be right back.